she heard whistles, and she turned around, and there was a bunch of DAPL workers at the top of the hill, and they were saying, "Hey, girlie, come here, girlie. Come ahead, girlie," and they were making catcalls at a ceremony.
This has happened all throughout history.
I have another one, and let me finish.
They could rape, cripple, kill, and not have to answer to any deputy sheriff or court for what they did.
And the second part of that, and I don't want to get this Corps employee in trouble, I would like to train him about Native respect. The individual told the Corps employee what they said. She took a picture of the DAPL people up there. She came back to the Corps employee and she said what happened. And his response, which is really a reinforcement of the patriarchy that we're working under, he said, "Just be glad it wasn't worse." What a horrible statement from a Corps employee. I don't want you to fire him, I want you to deprogram him. On the 27th, when that happened, there were actually DAPL people that were saying to a young lady who said, "Tonight we're going to make half-breed babies." That came on the radio and it was recorded, and we have a statement to that effect, and there are witnesses.
So for the Corps employee, I'll talk to him personally, and you will be receiving an apology from us, and my apologies for that they said anything that was offensive. And you're right, I think training is the right way. With regard to DAPL, I'm going to, by the way, their actions are unconscionable. We don't accept that. They're unacceptable. I will pass that on to Dakota Access Pipeline, to their very senior leaders who we're in contact with. Once again, I can't answer for their actions. I can't compel them for an apology, but I will certainly pass it on as it's concerning to me.
Yeah, and our attorney will be drafting a letter.
Yeah.
Back in May, we already seen things coming. We've written a letter through our Attorney General at home to ask Randy Seiler to provide protection for our people to exercise their First Amendment rights. And he assured us, he said, long as they're in federal land and nonviolent, they will be protected. But that hasn't happened. I mean, the Army Corps allowed the state of North Dakota to tear gas our people and shoot them with rubber bullets while they were on Corps land. They were just trying to cross the river. It's all on Corps land. And, Mr. Seiler told us that they would be protected by the federal government, and they were.
Randy Seiler has been very involved and very good on Indian country issues. Was it maybe Chris Myers? Was it North Dakota or South Dakota? Yeah, I was just thinking maybe it was Chris you talked to about that. But, that was a bad situation. You're right to bring it up, and it's the kind of situation we want to avoid in the future. And I apologize for it.
I mean, because you don't know, they were crossing that river. I mean, they were forced to stand in cold water. What kind of a treatment is that? I mean, holy smoke. And, you don't know if they were going to go crazy. You don't know. But our people have been pushed to that level. Like I said, they had dogs turned on them, tear gas, beaten with batons, drug out of a sweat lodge.
They've been acting that way and doing that since those immigrants first came, man.
And I'm not saying any of that was right.
If we could use a mic, the people out in the gallery said they want to hear what we're saying up here.
So, first of all, the bridge is actually a DOT jurisdiction. That's an easement that comes through Corps land, and they monitor the right of way on the road. So secondly, the reason the bridge is closed, from what I understand from the state of North Dakota, is after the water protectors come back across and they lit 2 National Guard dump trucks on fire, which are still on the bridge.
No, they're about 40 feet away.
So
I walked up.
I'm just telling you that after the fire on the bridge, there was concerns about the integrity and the safety of the bridge, and so they chose to close it until that they could get inspectors in there to look at. Now I'm just talking on the behalf of North Dakota because they're not here, but I just want to provide some balance to the statements. It wasn't an arbitrary closure of the bridge. They had to close it out of safety concerns after there was a pretty significant fire out there. So, so that's their concern. And I just say that to say, you know, there's a lot of things going on out there, and I really appreciate the perspective. But you know, there's law enforcement on the Hill, and I would love to have the thought experiment of turning this a little bit and saying, what if you were in my position and you saw what was going to be imminent danger for a lot of people getting hurt again by running up that hill? And as Chairman Fraser said, we didn't know if they were going up there and praying. We didn't know if they were tribal members or protesters or Red Warriors. We had no idea. Nobody had any. We had no idea who it was. But if it was, as you said, we have a responsibility to protect. As leaders, we have a responsibility to try to minimize injuries and loss of life out there. At the time, it seemed like a very wise decision. Actually, I wouldn't say a wise decision. It just seemed like the best decision out of a selection of all bad decisions.
And I've seen photos where these white cops, there's one photo where he has his knee on a lady's head. That's violence against women. And I've sent them pictures to the state of South Dakota saying, are these South Dakota values? Is this why we're sending up our HPs to North Dakota? I was raised not to strike women. I think all of us at this table was. But we're allowing the North Dakota state to do that to women? It shouldn't matter what country you're in. A man shouldn't strike a woman.
It's happened all our lives, guy. This is,
Well, we need to change it.
this is the way they treat Indians.
I don't think anybody would disagree with you. I mean, the level of violence is not what we want to see to happen.